1. First, the setup. So this happened at my workplace. I work in a car park for an attraction site that gets really busy in the summer. Customers will come and pay to park, but others will turn around and take the exit road because of various reasons. On the exit road, there is a gravel area that's only for coaches, and even says coaches only. Cars will often go in there and try and sneak onto the site without paying for parking, but we also have to keep that area clear of all cars so the coaches have all the room they need to turn. And because whenever one car goes in there, others will follow, in a monkey-see, monkey-do pattern. This day was a fairly busy day. I clocked off and was still wearing my uniform, and was heading to the coach area to catch my bus. On my way there, I was walking past the gate where the customers pay to park, and that's when my supervisor got my attention and said, "OP, a car has gone into the coach without paying. They said they were turning. Can you ask them to leave?" I agreed to help because I was heading there anyway, so I thought I might as well. The car was right in the entrance blocking access, and the windows were up, so I approached them with my hands behind my back to not give off a threatening vibe, and just patiently waited by the window waiting for them to wind it down so they can talk. Here's how the conversation went. "Hello, yes, I know I'm not supposed to park here, but I'm talking to my disabled daughter." "Yeah, that's absolutely fine. However, we just need to keep this area clear of cars, that's all." "Yes, I know that, but I was talking to my disabled daughter to see if she wanted to stay. And I tell you what, because of your attitude, we're not going to stay." "I'm sorry, my attitude?" "Yes, you came up here getting all over my case because I'm parked in an area where I shouldn't be." "I'm not getting on your case, miss. I'm just saying we need to keep this area clear. It's for coaches." "I know it's for coaches. And anyway, it doesn't say that we can't park here." "Well, it doesn't really say you can, though, if it's just for coaches." "And anyway, if it's just for coaches, why are the camper vans here?" "We get camper vans on the site, and we'd normally put them in a normal car park. But this year, to help keep track of social distancing because of COVID, we put them in the coach area." "Well, we've let them park here for social distancing, but we're not allowing cars to come in." "Right, that's it. We're not staying here. I see your name is OP on your name tag there, and I'm going to report you. I don't know where you came from, but you better quit so they can hire someone who can actually talk to customers." She proceeded to wind up her window. I muttered to myself, "Well, you're yelling at an employee with Asperger's who's just doing their job." She rolls her window back down. "Excuse me? How fucking dare you lie to me? You do not have Asperger's." She then wound down the window to let me see her daughter, who clearly did not want to be a part of this conversation, as she hid her face. "My daughter has Asperger's, and she has social anxiety. You're talking to me right now, so there's no way you can have Asperger's." For the record, Asperger's syndrome is a broad spectrum of symptoms. I was diagnosed at the age of 10. I do have Asperger's. Your daughter may have social anxiety, but not all Asperger's people have the same symptoms. I have the same disability as your daughter, but different symptoms. "Shut the fuck up! Don't you dare say you're the same as my daughter!" "Look, I can prove that I'm disabled." I was trying to hold back my shaking at this point. While I have no problems talking to people, I'm horrible with confrontation. But I wasn't going to let someone say that my symptoms are a lie. I reached for my phone and pulled out my disabled bus card and showed it to her. "Anyone can get one of those." "No, not anyone can. It's provided by the government." "Well, anyway, that's a fake. I can see a mile away that is a fake." "If I call my GP and they can confirm my disability on the phone, would that make you feel better?" "Oh, burn in hell. People like you make my daughter feel so self-conscious about who she is. I see your name is OP, and I'm going to report you. Scum like you have no right to exist. You do not have Asperger's, otherwise you'd be a bubbling mess if someone started talking to you." "Then you clearly don't know all the symptoms then, love." She then sped off, and I walked to the bus stop. Pins and needles were going through my body because of the shaking. The moment I was out of her sight, I collapsed and broke into tears. Though when I did go back to work the next day and asked if a report was filed against me, all my colleagues were genuinely confused, and after I explained it to them, they assured me that the woman didn't come back. I should point out that there is a wall blocking the gate's view, so my colleagues weren't able to see the conflict. And the camper vans were empty, so no one came out to see the commotion. I called my mom as I had a missed call from her and was just in tears as I explained the story. It was the first time I've ever had someone outright say to my face that my disability was, essentially, a lie. It left me shook for at least a week. 2. One of my biggest pet peeves when working in retail was the countless times that customers got mad over situations that were out of the employee's control. Being out of certain items, machines breaking, price changes, items being reshelved, everything that was left to the higher-ups, not the overworked and underpaid staff. I've got many stories of people thinking I can magically make their favorite items be back in stock, or that I could change the price of a certain item. Here's one story where the outcome was actually satisfying for a change. When I was 18, I used to work at a convenience store, and one of our regulars was an elderly lady who bought the same bottle of off-brand Frappuccino and smokes every single day. We'll call her Cranky Lady. At first, she didn't seem all that bad, but she ended up being the type of person who wanted everything to be just so. She wanted the exact same routine every single day. If we were out of her favorite cigarettes, out of her favorite coffee, or if she waited in line for more than 5 minutes, she'd share her displeasure with everyone unfortunate enough to listen.
I can't believe it. I haven't got all day, you know. Are you fucking kidding me?
Now, this was back in my late teens, so I already had the self-esteem of roadkill, ergo, I wasn't too fazed by people berating me. Plus, I knew I'd just get in more trouble if I retaliated, so I just learned to put up with her shenanigans. One day, Cranky Lady's routine was thrown way off course. By the time she entered the store, we were just restocking the cigarette shelves. There were no more bottles of her favorite coffee, and there was a line about 5 or 6 other customers. You could hear her usual exclamations of annoyance from across the store. I was running the register and got more nervous than usual when she approached the counter.
It's about damn time. Where's my Marlboro lights?
We're stocking the shelves as we speak, ma'am. It'll be a few minutes.
I don't have a few minutes, damn it. I've been coming here every single day, and I always got my iced Frappuccino and Marlboro lights.
We have other kinds of Marlboro if you're interested.
I don't want no other kind of Marlboro. I always get my Marlboro lights.
Now, I wasn't diagnosed yet, but I developed CPTSD from being treated similarly by my father throughout my childhood. And something about the way she yelled at me, a similar feeling of when my dad was doing it. I tried to keep my best customer service demeanor, but it was hard to keep it up when you're trying to bottle up your urge to get angry or start crying. Then she said something that I don't think I've ever heard anyone complain to me about.
Why ain't you smiling?
Ma'am, please calm down.
What happened to being bright and cheerful toward customers? Whatever happened to customers always being right? Now are you done getting my damn cigarettes?
A group of ladies in line criticized her for using foul language in front of their kids.
Oh, shut up. This is America. I can say whatever the hell I want.
Just when I felt I was about to either explode in anger or tears, my hero boss walked in and started escorting her out. She tried screaming, "Get your hands off of me, you respect your elders. I'm 78 years old." We didn't have any security, so my boss just guarded the door, letting other customers come in or out while keeping her out, until she gave up and left. My boss apologized profusely, and told me that she was actually his grandma-in-law. Apparently everyone in their family thinks she has Asperger's syndrome, and that a big part of it is obsession with routines. I kind of felt a little bad for her looking back on it, but also very much glad to have her gone. Later my boss banned her from the store until she, and I quote, "gets her crap together 'cause Judgment Day is coming hard and fast." Whatever that means. Moral of the story, retail employees are people too. 3. So girlfriend and I decided we wanted to ride a certain roller coaster, and we see the wait time is around 70 minutes. But because of social distancing, the line is longer than the wait time suggests, so we decide to do it. Well, we get to the end of the line, and on the ground there are decals that say, "Please stand here, 6 feet apart." and we take the next available spot. I notice that there is a family of 5 taking a picture photo op spot that follows the line. Now, there were a good 10 to 15 spaces behind the family we stood in the back of. Now, a thing about me is that I always try to have park etiquette, and I double and triple check before we took our spot that there wasn't a break in line for the photo op. And there were people behind them. After I confirmed, we took the spot and started waiting. They followed shortly after. Now, after 2 to 3 minutes, girlfriend and I noticed the Karen, the mom, started making comments about us cutting in line. Now, my girlfriend has terrible anxiety, so when she hears these comments Karen is making, she instantly starts having a mild freakout. Are they talking about us? Or are they this, that, and the other? I try to calm her down, but it's difficult to do. Then I hear Karen say,
I'm gonna tell someone when we get to the front.
I think, oh great, some poor park worker is going to have a bad moment. Now, the only reason I didn't turn around and acknowledge the situation is 1, I'm very uncomfortable with confrontation. I try to avoid them. 2, this was my first real account with a Karen, so I was kind of curious about the whole ordeal. Wanted to see if all these stories held merit. And 3, her attitude made me just want to keep ignoring her, because she was truly a miserable bitch. Lo and behold, a park worker came towards us. I knew she was going to say something, but I wasn't prepared for this other part. She power walked ahead of us and literally started hugging the people in front. So much for social distancing guidelines, and screeched to the worker to come over.
Yeah, these 2 cut in front of all of us.
By this time, an actual line started to form behind us. Excuse me? We didn't?
Yes, you did. We saw you.
Cast member says,
Is this true?
Honey, really they did.
Yes, they did. They intentionally cut all of us.
She motions to the people in back, and they are visibly confused. Wait a minute, we didn't cut in front of anyone. I stopped because I could see the girlfriend was at the verge of tears, and I knew if I continued she'd start crying more, so I stopped. I motioned to the nice dad of the group, who'd tried to defend us, and the rest of the family to go ahead of us. I turned to talk to the cast member. Look, I promise we didn't cut, but in order to make things easier on you, I'll let her have her way.
You should kick them out of this line.
Okay, I'm gonna check on this. I'll be back shortly. The cast member walks away, and I could hear the nice dad talking to Karen about how we did not cut, and that was unnecessary and everything. She ignored him and started showing her daughter pictures she took of the youth group the daughter's in. I know this because she expressed that detail to show that she was intentionally ignoring him. I felt bad for the guy. He looked like he was 10 years older from how miserable she made him. Throughout the whole ordeal, the kids were visibly embarrassed as well. Like I said, I hate confrontation, but the sheer arrogance of this woman made me want to actually argue for once. If it wasn't for my girlfriend, I would have kept going. About 5 minutes later, the cast member walks by, literally looks at me, gives me a slight nod, recognition that he found out we weren't lying, and that Karen is miserable and we should see her next Tuesday, and keeps walking before she can stop him and continue her bitchiness. Girlfriend, though, was very upset for a few hours after, so I bought her an alcoholic slushie and rode another ride, and her mood improved. 4. So I was on GTA Online with a couple of my friends, ranks 53, 96, 172, 198, and yours truly is 290. We were all in an MC together, doing SYG, Stand Your Ground, for those who don't know. I had my Yuga Classic 4x4 with a bar, and TV with an excellent sound system in the back. West Coast Classics blasting, and we were all just chilling, minding our own, when one of my boys notices a jet diving at us. Asshole destroyed my van, which officially set me off because don't nobody mess with my ride, and killed 3 of the 5. I was one who survived. Me and the other survivor, called our MK2s, while the others on the ground jumped into a TM-02 Kanjali, a tank, and tried to shoot him down. Though they kept missing, don't blame them. The laser is hard to shoot down in anything other than another laser or an MK2 with the explosive minigun, and even then it's kinda hard to aim. Me and my friend in the sky started attempting to hit them with missiles, though they appear to have done their homework on flying and evaded all of them. They fire their own missiles, though none of them hit tanks, to the flare countermeasure, which redirects the rocket. Eventually we won and we were about to jet, but the mean one decided otherwise. We decided we'd had enough of his BS, so we devised a plan against him. The three without MK2s stood on the ground as bait, in an area near a lot of buildings. Of course, along came the jet noob. Plan set in motion. He dives at them, shoots them down. Then along comes my boy on the right side, causing him to veer to the left just like before. Then in I come, somehow timing it perfectly and flying myself right into his wing, causing him to lose both the wing and control and crash into a building. Plot twist, not even a full second after he crashes, he joins a different session. Legit, the moment he didn't have his little jet, he ran like the coward he is. We all laugh and return to my new penthouse to celebrate with drinks and games. Not long after, we get drunk on vodka, stumbling around into each other. We get invites by none other than Jet Noob. We all join, and a very confusing and humorous conversation ensues.
So you must think you're hot shit, huh? You're trash.
What?
You heard me, you little piece of trash. You can't do anything but use your MK2, huh? Coming from the one who was in a jet the whole time?
Yeah, and left the moment he crashed.
Pro players like me deserve to use jets.
Friend 4 muted the mic for a moment, then apparently unmuted accidentally, and was laughing his ass off in the background.
Oh, you think this is funny? You think this is funny, you little shit? 1v1 me, you fucking piece of trash. I'm the best player on GTA. I bet you couldn't even get one kill.
Calm the hell down, kid. It's just
I'm not a kid. I'm 32 fucking years old.
And then it was just more whining and cursing. We all burst out laughing. In the background we hear,
What's going on down here?
oh sweet, he's a basement dweller as well.
What's a bet he's a fat, sweaty virgin as well?
I'll take that bet, say friends 3 and 4.
Let me join in on that too.
Meanwhile, Jet Noob is making fake crying noises.
These assholes started griefing me out of nowhere, then they invited me to this party just to bully me further.
Hello?
Shh. Yeah?
Why are you griefing and bullying my son? Don't lie, don't fucking lie. Tell me why you were assholes to my son.
Dude, we didn't do anything. Your son killed us for...
Did I not just say don't fucking lie? Why were you bullying my son?
What followed was a back and forth of her son whining, us trying to explain, and her not believing us. Because, of course. Ultimately, my friends leave and join another party. Before I go, I say, look, lady, we tried telling you what happened. F1 was nice enough to put what happened in the party chat. So if you have even the intelligence of a damn monkey, you should be able to figure out where it is. But I highly doubt that. I leave and join the others. Cue spam invites from Jet Noob. We all drop the block hammer. I can tell you we're going to be laughing about this one for a good while. 5. Alrighty then, let's do this. Basic cast is EM, bitch, EK, Cumstain, me an undercooked pizza roll, cashier, Girl Scout's mom, and security guard. Backstory. I went to the store that was walking distance to get some basics for breakfast that morning, eggs, milk, and so on. However, I also had some extra money for a box or two of Girl Scout cookies, as it was the season. So after I got the basics, I went and got myself a good old box of Thin Mints. Enter Cumstain and Bitch. Kinda sounds like a TV show. Cumstain was a skinny lad of about average 7-year-old height.
Mommy, I want cookies.
EM then proceeds to sigh and assures the little shit that they will get them after they shop. The cashier proceeds to ring me up as soon as the EPs get in line. The mom is clearly annoyed that it is taking so long. Once I'm done, I, foolishly, stick around because I have a feeling shit's gonna go down. She proceeds to almost yeet her items at the poor guy while on the phone, and the kid is having a seizure, and every other minute screaming,
Cookies.
Little B,
I have coupons.
Literally anyone in the vicinity turned and looked at her with an annoyed look. Okay, that'll be something close to $100. Yam pulls out a wad of cash and a small stack of coupons. She shoves the coupons in the guy's face and pulls out 1 or 2 bills from the wad of cash. The cashier then sorted out all the coupons, but then this is where it hits the fan. Ma'am, some of these aren't valid.
No, I checked all of these. They're all good, so just hurry up.
No, some of these are almost a year overdue.
Oh my god, stop lying and wasting my time and get on with it.
The cashier then shows her the dates, and she gets all flustered. Before she can rant, he says, either you can pay for it all, pay for what you can, or get out. E.M. huffs and puffs, then pulls out a $40-something bottle of wine and some small items. She starts a mini rant about selfishness and single mothers and whatnot. I didn't stick around for fear of being roped in. I had what I wanted, my groceries, a Reddit story, and about to get some cookies. I try to get out as fast as I can and grab my cookies and yeet on out of there. I buy my box, but they have caught up.
I want green boxes. Well, hurry up then.
Girl Scout and Girl Scout Mom were both startled by the rude behavior, and the little one was starting to tear up. The mother was about to slap the bitch, but kept her composure. Please leave my daughter alone and be patient, please. She's only 7. 8-ish, I don't recall.
Whatever, hurry up.
Okay, that'll be, and she gives the price.
What? That's so expensive.
2 things. 1, bitch, where'd the money wad at? 2, it was like $10 plus tax. Well, that's the price, so please leave if you cannot pay. Come on, shitstain. We're going home without your treat because these 2 a-holes can't give a bit of charity to a single mother. Upon hearing that he was being denied his cookies, the kids started throwing a Category 5 tantrum on the ground, causing the Girl Scout to cry as any reasonable young child would when being screamed at. Her mother hugged her daughter. As the other kid continued to cry and wail, the EM did nothing, rather letting her child cry while giving a dirty look to the Girl Scout and her mother like they had personally kicked her child in the shins. I decided that it was time to vamoose before I... Nope, too late. EM spots me looking and then sees my boxes. Shit, here we go again.
Hey, you.
Fuck me. Who, me?
Obviously. Can you possibly spare some cookies for my precious angel?
Cumstain immediately stops wailing and runs up to me with a big old smile filled with cavity crowns. I mean, what could I say to that poor, struggling single mother and her sweet child? So, as any reasonable person would do, I simply reply, no, sorry, and turn to leave. The little shit resumes his tantrum and EM grabs me on the shoulder.
What the fuck did you say to me, you little shit? How dare you say no to me? I'm a single mother and an elder, so you have to do what I say.
Ma'am, 3 things. 1, I don't have to listen to you. 2, I don't owe you shit. 3, you have about 10 seconds to let me go.
Or what?
Or that nice security guard will be forced to restrain you and possibly call the police for harassment.
Well, who do you think they're gonna believe? Some bratty kid and a rent-a-cop?
Well, what about this fine mother and her daughter? We then see Girl Scout mother recording the incident on her phone and the Girl Scout behind her legs. The EM starts to realize what deep crap she's in and attempts to backtrack when the security guard walks in.
Ma'am, is there a problem? Yes! This little shit stole my cookies then!
Ma'am, this rent-a-cop already heard everything, so I suggest you leave now. EM then splutters and tries to defend herself, but the security guard wasn't having any of that and escorted her off the property, informing her that she was now banned from the store. Before I left, Girl Scout Mom stopped me. Hey, thanks for dealing with that. Well, you know. Hey, no problem. I'm sorry you guys had to deal with that. Here, why don't you take another box in the house? Thank you. And that's the story. Moral? Bitches like EM are best to be dealt with in large crowds. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to the Impractical Proudness of Parents. I pop. Number 49. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. Happy to say, not quite there yet, but after some unfortunate refluxy issues earlier in the week, and for the record, I've been dealing with it for years, I'm taking medication, I appreciate everybody who wants to help by giving advice. Literally nothing you can tell me that's new. Okay. But after that, feeling a bit stronger in the voice today. A little bit of a cough I had is going away, so that's good. And we're getting the rest of the recording done, which makes for a happy Hellfreezer. I'm hoping I'll get everything done. It's late, well, technically early Thursday morning, but we'll still call it Wednesday. The day doesn't end until I go to sleep. And that means hopefully I'll have Thursday to relax and do some important toe wiggling. Okay, and with that, I'm going to head off for now. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourself.